Test. Okay, hold on. Oh yeah, take it. Yep. And you gotta take it on the other one too. So go to once that go once you take it live. Do you have the board up? Hold on. It'll come out. Hold on. Yours is live. Hold on.
I think he said I'm on 2.
Oh yeah, that's 3.
Oh, it's 3?
Yeah.
They're marked? Oh.
Yeah, they're marked. Sorry.
Is this running? Why is ours not DAF Media, in conjunction with NCTV, is proud to present Varsity Boys Ice Hockey live from the Darien Ice House in Darien, Connecticut. It's the Darien Blue Wave against the New Canaan Rams. Hi, everybody. I'm Damian Andrews. So glad you could be with us for what should be a tremendous game between two FCAC and long-standing rivals. I'm going to send it over to the gentleman now calling the action, Dylan Pescator, Colin Ives, and Corey Beto.
And I am Dylan Pescator here with my guys Colin and Corey. We have a special ceremony before we get into the action. Colin, you wanted to touch on what they're celebrating today as they announce the starters.
Yes, Dylan, today you'll see a lot of people wearing orange to honor the memory of Kaylee Griffiths, who so tragically passed away in the latter half of last year. Kaylee was an unbelievable person and really stands for a lot of what's great about this rivalry. She was not only an ice cat for youth hockey, but she was a grizzly for lacrosse, a student at New Canaan Country School, all of whom had participants of New Canaan and both Darien. And to see both these teams who are wearing orange today, orange laces and orange tapes, to honor her legacy is a very special thing. I think we're going to have, after introductions, some words from Kaylee's brother, Liam Griffiths.
Absolutely. It's a great day and great job to all players and referees, everyone celebrating as they announce the starters here for Darien. We have number 7 left wing Samuel Erickson. At center it will be Jamison Moore, and on the right wing it will be Bennett McDermott, the senior captain. Back on D we'll get Jack Massey, also a captain, and Luke Johnson. In goal it will be Chris Schofield. And for New Canaan, as their starters are being announced now, it's their classic first line of Bowden Gamble, Shane Metler, Griffin Dean. And on D, we'll get the freshman Alex Sortiros and the captain Justin Wheatfeld. In net for New Canaan will be Bo Johnson, the freshman. And now we will go to celebrate our country with the national anthem. What a ceremony that was. Very emotional, but played in the right way. Both teams celebrating and honoring the death of Kaylee Griffiths that happened earlier this year. As you said, Colin, Corey and Colin are here with me, and thank you to Damien as well and all the DAF and NCTV crew. We have two powerhouse teams in the FCIAC meeting here for the first time this season. The 11-1-1 Rams versus the 9-4 Blue Wave. New Canaan comes off an 11-0 rout against Trinity Catholic on Wednesday. Darien beating Fairfield Prep on the road 2-1 on that same night. Guys, what are you looking forward to the most? Let's start with Corey.
Hi, yeah, I'm looking forward to a great fast-paced game of high school hockey between two of the top teams in the state. Hopefully we can get some good up and down play up and down the ice.
I think that's right, Corey. The key is going to be for these guys to sustain the pace. Certainly Mac Budd and Clark Jones did not need to motivate these teams tonight. When the schedules came out on October 7th, this was the first thing these guys were looking for. I think really the key for them is everybody to control their emotions, get into the rhythm of the game, play hard, but play smart, and enjoy it. In this day and age, we really only see each other once a year, and it's a Saturday afternoon. The joint is jumping, so it's going to be exciting to watch.
Absolutely. Both teams getting ready for the face-off. Now let's go back to last year where this team met in the regular season, and New Canaan has lost the last 3 meetings to Darien. Last year was a 4-3 loss in overtime. The OT winner by Blake Swiggett, who graduated, and now we have some of the young guns starting out for New Canaan. An all-junior first line, a freshman on defense, and a senior co-captain on the left side. Bo Johnson, the freshman in net, and we are off. Alex Sortiros has it right side, finds Dean, who dumps it in. Shane Metler, a new addition to this first line, took over for Carter Ellis, who got sick earlier in the season, and Metler had some better chemistry. Now it's loose in the slot. Schofield having to be on his game early, and now Darien comes down their side of the ice. Poke check by Bowden Gammo allows Sortiros to knock it off the boards. New Canaan can't get it out. It goes out of play.
Dylan, it's interesting. I think if you look at New Canaan this year versus last, clearly they had a big loss in some of the senior defensemen and Gunnar Granito's incredible production. But what they've lost in Gunnar and some of that they've gained in balance, and certainly this freshman class you mentioned has been huge with 4 players who've come in and have impact right away.
2 freshmen that stand out to me are Sortiros, who scored his first 2 goals in their game against Trumbull last Saturday, and Luke Lampert, who has come on to play a great defense paired with Eric Wills. Now the puck's thrown down the left side, icing waved off. McDanis keeps it in. Now Ellis down the left side. Goes below the net where he likes to work, throws it in front. It goes back to the point. Ong takes a shot, stopped by Schofield. It comes out in the slot, and we have a stoppage of play here.
Is that a net off the mooring, Corey?
Yeah, it
Net
looks
off
like a
the
net was
mooring.
off.
Quick start to this one. New Canaan make sure to get pucks on net. Something that I noticed in their game last weekend against Trumbull, Colin, was that their power play didn't really get more pucks on net, but 5-on-5, they were very honest, and they like to get the puck toward the net. They like to work in the slot.
I think the key, Dylan, is getting shots to the net and taking quality shots, because you can all say at the end of the day you had 35 shots, but if they're not quality chances, that stat can be misleading.
Harrison wins the faceoff, tipped by Augustine on net. Schofield makes a good pad stop. Darien will have to clear it down the left side. Wills back checking along with Lampert on his right side. Here's the freshman playing D. The puck thrown toward the net. Johnson having to make a pad stop, and now New Canaan will try to break out. Darien gets possession back down the left side, looks to throw it on net, goes wide. Jack Harrison down the right side, looks to clear it out but can't. Caught up in the skates of Lampert. He can't get it past the blue line. Darien has a chance here to get some offensive prowess. Here's Wills. He still can't get it out. New Canaan having a tough time in that section. Johnson tries to cover but loses possession, and both teams will go for a change. 4th line on for New Canaan. Owen Zom dumps it in, goes for a change. 3rd line on. Michael Raher now for New Canaan. He's been a great undersized forward for New Canaan, but really shows a lot of grit in his play.
And Corey, has Darien been rolling 3 lines as Canaan has for most of the year, 3 or 4?
Darien has done a pretty good job running all 4. It's usually 3, and then the 4 will mix in here and there. But we just saw our 4th line out there for Darien the last shift.
Augustine clears it down. Jack Johnson, the skillful forward, the best passer on this Rams team, now finds Sortiros, who finds Johnson down the left side. He goes back middle of the ice, finds Raher, who tips it in. Will go on after it. Trying to clear out for Darien is Stein. He does. It goes back to Sortiros. He will have to regain in his own zone. Justin Wheatfeld just gets to center ice as his team was in a change. Now here's Carter Spain. He gets taken off the puck, taken down. A shot on net is stopped. Now the backhand try and a goal. Jamison Moore scores. It's Darien, just 2:35 into this one. 1-0.
Yeah, that was too bad. I think Carter Spain was trying to bring it back into the zone to turn it the other way and lost his footing, and Darien takes advantage of a turnover and buries it, I believe, off the backhand.
On the backhand, it was Jamison Moore who scored a big goal for Darien in their last game against Fairfield Prep. Just 42 seconds to go, gave him the lead in that game against Prep 2-1, and now he gives them the opening lead in this one. Just 2:35 in this one, as I said, and now Darien is off and rolling. Corey, what did you see on that goal? Just a tough turnover from Spain, and Darien took advantage.
Yeah, a tough turnover, and then it looked like the puck became loose in front of the net, where the New Canaan goalie wasn't able to grab a hold of it and ended up down on the ice, and it just happened to flip right over his shoulder.
Buchanan trying to get it back. It goes out of play as Clark Jones goes back to his first line. It looked like a 2-on-0 in front of Johnson. He tried to dive back to get it, but it just went on over. Jamison Moore doing a great job of roofing that one. Darien with a 1-0 lead early. New Canaan 8-1-1 in their past 10 games. This is going to be one of the toughest tests this season. Some have said that they do not play the toughest of opponents, but they've done their job in their schedule. Now here's one of their tougher games, as Ong will have to go back after it. Has Reed to his left, is battling along with Garabet. Taking here is Feifel. He throws it down, trying to educate a forecheck for Darien. Metler along the left side looked to clear it, now has Gamble down the right side. Bowden Gamble, first line center, throws it in, finds Dean left side, who will gain it in the left side corner. Darien with an easy breakout here. Wills will have to clear it back to center ice, and it will go down for an icing.
Yep.
Quick start to this one. Early scoring is not something we see with the Rams a lot, but they have seen it in this one from the Blue Wave. Now we'll go back to the second line with Ellis, Ives, and McDanis for New Canaan.
Good face-off there, McDanis.
McDanis wins the face-off, throws it back to Wills, and will look to educate a breakout. New Canaan, their issue on that first goal was they had about 3-4 chances to get the puck out, but just couldn't. And then the turnover from Spain led to the goal. Wills tries to find Ives across the ice. He couldn't, and another icing here on New Canaan.
Yeah, you got to be careful with the icings and where you're taking the face-offs, especially against this team. But at the same time, I think New Canaan is trying to stretch the zone on the breakout, which will ultimately give them more room. And sending that offside winger, which they did there, was the right play, just hopped over his stick.
Corey, what does Darien do so well to forecheck and keep that puck in the offensive zone?
Darien does a great job running a 2-on-2, keeping the pressure on.
Probably going to have a penalty here.
Wheatfeld was taken down. New Canaan will go to the power play.
Looks like James Conway going to the box for holding.
Conway to the box, and now the Rams will have a 2-minute power play, a chance to tie this one up. Corey, you wanted to finish your point on that forecheck.
Yeah, Darien does a pretty good job getting down deep in the zone, trying to keep the puck in the corners, and then once getting controlling the puck down low, cycling the puck.
New Canaan will try to find some offensive power here as Wheatfeld puts it down below the net. New Canaan runs a 3-forward, 2 defensive power play unit for their first one. A stick breaks on Dean, and a clean break here for Darien. Just bad luck there for Griffin. Now Bowden Gamble will try to educate the power play as Wheatfeld has it on his backhand, looks to get it out, but Darien's doing a great job of keeping possession. Metler finds some ice in the middle of the rink. Now looks to go to his backhand left side. Has Sortiros, he throws it in. Gamble the other side to retrieve. He throws it down, finds Dean, back to Gamble. A lot of outside passing here from New Canaan on their power play. They like the point shot from Wheatfeld. Now Gamble has it. He looks to switch spots with Justin, throws it down to the other side, couldn't find Sortiros. Wheatfeld on his backhand throws it in front. Dean couldn't find a lane, now goes back and sets it up left wing. A minute left in this power play. Gamble at the point. Looks for Metler. He takes a shot, goes over the head of Schofield, and back out Wheatfeld the other side. He looks to throw it in deep. He couldn't, but keeps it at the line. Great keep by Wheatfeld. He moves in, takes a shot, goes just wide to the left side of Schofield. Metler keeps it, but then loses it, and here's Darien, who looks to clear it after a long offensive shift there from the New Canaan power play.
New Canaan was getting, they were making the plays at the top of the zone there, but a couple of passes that were borderline dangerous, and eventually lost control there. But I know, like we talked about earlier, some pretty good control, but not a ton of shots.
A lot of outside shooting from New Canaan, and to get past Chris Schofield, it's going to be tough. They're going to need some rebounds, some deflections. Here's Ellis down the left side, finds McDaniels on a touch pass. McDaniels looked for a shot, but lost the puck and got hit down. New Canaan keeps possession with Ives, throws it in front. McDaniels takes a shot, saved by Schofield. He covers.
Up.
This game is getting physical early, and nothing is expected other than physicality in the best rivalry in Connecticut. New Canaan versus Darien. 3 seconds left on this power play for New Canaan.
That was a good, healthy scrum. Little emotion there, but everybody kept control. And I think the last thing the refs want to do is be a story in this game, and they want to let them play. But at the same time, they'll keep a lid on things if it starts to get over the line.
Absolutely.
After the cover by Schofield, the faceoff will move to the neutral zone. After that scrum,
Griffin Dean picks up the remnants of his stick so he can apply for a break on the $250 that Peter and Julia will be shelling out.
Dean just bad luck to start off that power play. Icing waved off here, and now the third line back on for New Canaan. Spain looks to lay a hit along the boards, but Darien makes a good pass to the middle. They move in, takes a shot on Johnson. The rebound, another stop by Bo.
Big save.
Sam Erickson with that rebound shot. 2 shots for him, and Bo Johnson, the freshman, comes up big to keep this a 1-0 game.
Good job by Sam Erickson there to follow up his shot. Rebound kicked right out, and he was able to get a nice high shot on the rebound.
I would say that was an exceptional job by Erickson to get that rebound and put it up, and equally great grab from Johnson recovering from that rebound. But New Canaan's going to have to be careful there because that shot went through, and then Erickson was able to skate around and had a pretty clear look at that.
They're going to have to tighten up their defensive coverage. Bo Johnson, the freshman, has started every game this year for the Rams, 11-1-1 as the record says. 911 save percentage, 1.77 goals against. He's been great for the Rams, a freshman taking over the role of Dylan Shane from last year, and he has not had any anxiety or stress being the freshman and coming onto this team.
Huge for this team.
Here's Metler down the left side, looks to make a move. Fans calling for a penalty, but now it goes back to the point. Sortiros throws it on net. It gets deflected and back down Metler below the net. Puck kicks around to the Darien forward who look to clear it out. They do go down the left side. Wheatfeld on the defensive coverage. Looks to throw it in front. It's cleared back down to the corner by Sortiros, and Wheatfeld lays a big hit. Shot from the point goes wide right, but Darien keeps it in with Erickson. Looks to move it to the middle, but it does come out of their zone. Sam Erickson having to throw it back to the defense, and now they'll come right back in. Takes a shot, goes wide left, short side on Johnson. Feifel throws it around the other side. Finds Lancaster. He looked to throw it in front. No pucks on net so far on this shift, and now Sortiros looks to clear it out by the boards.
Good play by Sortiros. Sometimes you just got to get that out.
Icing waved off.
Icing was waved off as Darien gained the puck before the red line, and now Wills will take in the neutral zone. Wills' partner Lampart, another freshman for this New Canaan team, has played great. And now the senior co-captain defenseman will clear it out by the left side. It misses the stick of Owen Zom, and another icing for New Canaan. 7:10 left in this first period. The fourth line will come back on for New Canaan. Someone I like to look toward when I look at the boys team is Sam Augustine, a forward. He doesn't play much, but he's very quick and has a hard shot.
Augustine can move, and this combination with Zom and Jack Jerry Harrison is very good too, because you got some size, some finesse.
Shot from the point and a goal.
Albert Leon.
I don't think Johnson saw that one. That was all through traffic.
Traffic in front, as you said, Colin. Darien 2-0. 7:04 left in the first period. I believe that goal was scored by Daniel Lau, but we'll get the official wording.
I believe it's from Albert Leon on the point, unless Lau was able to tip it on its way in.
Leon scores, making it 2-0. New Canaan now on their heels, looking for a response. Looked like a soft shot coming in, but the puck had eyes and found the twine in the back of the net past Johnson.
At the risk of stating the obvious, the next goal is going to be very important.
From 3-0 to 2-1 can be a big one, and it's going to be huge for New Canaan to put that puck in the back of the net the next time it does go there. Schofield plays the puck. Ellis down in the forecheck. Has McDanis, who tries to steal the puck, and now they have it. Darien tried to clear it along the boards. It goes out of play. 6:34 left in this first period. It looked like a pretty even game, and now Darien's up 2-0. Corey, what are you seeing from this Darien team that has allowed them to go up 2-0 so easily?
Darien's taking a good job taking advantage of its opportunities. New Canaan seemed to control the puck for a majority of the game down deep in the Darien zone, and Darien keeps getting these rushes, and they're paying off for him.
Ives now fighting along with Ellis below the net, Augustine as well. Puck comes back out, Darien forward clears it out, and now takes it past the left side where Sortiros looks to lay a hit but can't. It's the goal scorer Conway look to make the forecheck for Darien, and now back the other way comes the Blue Wave.
Rams come out with the energy line. Rayer, Richie Spain, and Jack Johnson, and they could use a shot of energy here, Dylan, to try and get one back and re-energize themselves here.
We've seen some crazy goals from those three guys. Jack Johnson, a very skillful guy with the puck, but Spain actually and Rayer are two guys that really match up, both undersized, but those very gritty. And a goal that I remember earlier in the season against Staples, I'm pretty sure, was McDanis putting it through his legs as the puck comes in on Schofield, and Spain just finishing off on the backhand.
I believe that was Staples, yes.
They have very good chemistry together. Johnson having a great season so far. His official stats being 4 goals and 7 assists, but it looks like he makes a pass that could be an easy A+ chance. Seems like almost every period. Puck comes in front. Schofield makes the stop on Dean, and now it comes back down the left side. Darien takes it to the backhand, looks to make a move. Alex Sortiros with a great job of moving Dyer to the corner. It comes back out in front. Well, Darien will keep it with Feifel. Looks to throw it on net. Shot blocked by Rayer. His stick breaks as well. And now New Canaan will try to break out. They can. A puck comes in on Johnson, who looks to play the puck. And now some scrum in front. The whistle was blown. Seemed like some bad communication from Wheatfeld, and Johnson didn't know if he wanted to play the puck or just cover up.
Yeah, you're right. Bo hesitated for a second there, and that almost cost him because Darien jumped on it very quickly, as they should, and we're aware of that.
Yeah.
We've seen that earlier with Erickson jumping on that rebound. They really like to take advantage of any chance that they can get. Back to the first line goes Clark Jones. Bowden Gamble on the face-off, who loses it, goes back to the point. Shot on Johnson, makes a big stop with the left pad. New Canaan having a tough time clearing the puck out when it's in their zone. Darien having a very good forecheck. Puck comes in the slot and cleared away from Wheatfeld. It will go right on in on Schofield, so icing is waved off, and Darien will have to start from their own end. Another puck into the bench area off Dean's stick, and we'll have a face-off in the neutral zone.
In talking to Clark Jones before the game, you know, he was saying how he felt both teams matched up very evenly, and I asked him the key to the game. He was like, the team that makes the less mistakes will probably win. And it'll be interesting to see how this unfolds. But clearly Darien's got a 2-0 lead at this point. But I think the pace has been high and fairly balanced from a territorial perspective.
Absolutely. It's been a very back and forth game. And then Darien has just taken advantage of his chances. New Canaan's doing a pretty good job keeping the puck down low in the offensive zone. I just think they need to get some more pucks on the net.
Another puck out of play here as play starts to slow down off a Gamble face-off win. Bowden Gamble, a guy that I always like to watch. He's the perfect player that you want on your team, a first-line center. Really does everything right. Two-way center and plays great defense as well.
Wins a lot of face-off, just incredible hockey acumen, and he makes everybody around him better.
He's been playing great this season with Dean, and his left wing has been changed from Ellis to Mettler. Now down the left side comes Darien. Gavin Reed on defense. They looked to throw it across and found Erickson, but he couldn't keep control. Now they find more, throws it in front. A shot goes off the stick of Bennett McDermott. He had a great chance in front for a one-timer. Now it comes other side, Erickson. He goes back, throws it on net, blocked by Gamble. He'll take it down the right side. He has Metler moving on in. Great defensive play from Darien, that is. And the puck will go behind the net. Looked like almost a breakaway for Shane there, but Darien got back and made a great defensive play. Puck thrown on net over the glove of Johnson off the boards. Reed will look to clear it out, but it keeps on in from the Blue Wave. New Canaan just needing that extra muscular power to get that puck out of the zone. We've seen a lot of pucks kept in the offensive zone from the Blue Wave right at that blue line.
Metler's biggest advantage sometimes works against him because he's so large. Guys can put a lot of wood on him and tug on him, and he doesn't go down and normally doesn't get the benefit of a call. I don't think there should have been a call against him there, but he created some nice space for it and was just an inch or two from getting free to get that shot off.
Darien down the right side, takes a shot as Feifel goes around the other side. Loose in the slot, and Dean will take it down the right side. Zom looks to clear it out. Blade offside allows New Canaan to catch their breath a little bit. Now Lampert down the left side. Throws it to his D partner. Will has Zom as well. Looking for that breakout. It's so tough for the Rams this game. Darien doing a great job of keeping them in their own zone. Lampert has it down the right side with speed, throws in the middle of the ice, turns it over, and now Augustine will have to retrieve for the Rams. Kept in by Darien, takes a shot, saved by Johnson. It doesn't seem like Lau got everything he wanted on that one.
That first line of Darien does a very good job of spreading themselves out as they attack the zone. I'm not sure if that was Moore or McDermott that made the pass to Erickson, who was almost at the top of the far circle, but he created space there. And he continues to get himself in dangerous places, which the Rams need to keep an eye on.
Wheatfeld down the left side, throws it in and chases. He plays a lot of offense for a defenseman, not an actual forward, but he does get in on the offensive rushes. Rayer tried to throw it in, but Darien cleared it back to the neutral zone where Sortiros will take it, finds Wheatfeld, and just cleanly dumps it in. Schofield plays the puck. Johnson on the forecheck for New Canaan. And he keeps it, throws it in front. No one there. Rayer takes a shot. He scores! Michael Rayer! And New Canaan's back in it.
You know, Dylan, when you made the comment about Wheatfeld, he's the heartbeat of this team. And normally when people talk about a 200-foot player, they're talking about a defensive forward. In Wheatfeld's case, he's a defenseman that plays a lot of forward. He created that thing. Clearly, Rayer buried that from a pass, I'm not sure who, but Wheatfeld's the guy that gets them where they need to go.
Johnson threw it in front. No Darien defenseman cleared it. Michael Rayer takes the big slap shot and just launches a bomb past Schofield on the left side shoulder, and we have a 2-1 game.
We had a good vantage of what he was looking at, and he buried it.
Zom also getting assists on that one along with Johnson, and now Sortiros has in the offensive zone. New Canaan looking to tie it up. Maybe that goal will increase their momentum, and now Darien takes it down the left side. 3 goals so far in the offensive period. Wheatfeld goes down, a shot on net, goes past Johnson, but doesn't go into the 6x4.
Rams dodged a bullet on that one.
Dean looks to clear it out, has Metler in the neutral zone, but puck possession isn't something New Canaan has done a great job of so far. You can credit the Darien forwards and defensemen, really. They played a great defensive game so far in this one. Metler has it left side, can't get it out. It goes past Dean.
That's got to get out.
Dean does the job. Now Metler goes down the left side with speed. He has Gamble, but Metler goes to the slot, has the puck taken away from him as New Canaan defensemen were on a change. Ives on now for New Canaan. Ong on defense, takes a shot, blocked by Bennett, and it goes right back to the Darien forward, Erickson. First line for the Blue Wave on, facing off with the New Canaan first line. Taking here is McDermott, takes a shot. It's deflected into Johnson's pads, and he covers. Corey, we've talked about it all night so far. That first line for Darien actually has done a great job. McDermott throwing the puck on net. Very close to making this one a 3-1 game.
Yeah, the first line for Darien is doing a good job spreading out, stretching open the ice, and picking their head up and finding each other in the offensive zone.
Clark Jones just tried to slide Wheatfeld and Sotiros out, but the ref whipped him
off. And a goal! 3-1 as Spangler launches a bomb from the point. We've had 4 goals in the first period, and now it's 3-1 Blue Wave. Spangler getting the goal for Darien, and it's back to a 2-goal lead for the Blue Wave. Just a bomb from Spangler at the point.
That was a textbook play right off the face-off. Back to the far point, right over to Spangler, right in front of the slot, and gets a nice hard shot.
Darien has done a great job of creating traffic in front, and in that case, it worked to their advantage. No shot was blocked from New Canaan, and it found its way past Johnson. 3-1 as we have about a minute to go in this first period. It's the killer for New Canaan. You always hear coaches saying you don't want to give up a goal with a minute and a half to go, and Darien did just that, finding Spangler and finding the 3-1 lead.
Oh, boy.
Ives looked to throw it up to Ellis, but offside is the call. He had Ellis, who looked for a one-on-one opportunity down the right side, but the officials deemed that he was in the zone before the puck.
No, you know what I think they're calling? I think they say it hit something.
Hit a player on the bench, I believe.
Hit a player on the
did?
bench, yeah. That's too bad, because Ellis, I mean, who knows? Maybe it redirected it in artificially, so.
The opportunity taken away for New Canaan, and now Johnson down the left side will look to clear it out. He takes it past his own net, finds Sortiros right side, who looks to break it out on his backhand.
New Canaan's got to tighten up those face-offs a little bit, especially in that zone. That's another shot for the point there. We've got
Thrown in front, a shot saved by Johnson. A great opportunity there for Daniel Lau. He was open in the slot. Johnson coming up with a big stop, keeping this one a 3-1 game. Sortiros hit down. Wheatfeld will have to retrieve and throw it back down. 10 seconds to go here in the first. If New Canaan does come back in this one, that'll be a big stop from Bo Johnson.
Yep.
We're at the end of one here at the Darien Ice House. It's 3 for Darien, 1 for New Canaan. Darien came out to a 2-0 lead. New Canaan finding that 2-1 goal from Michael Raher, and then Spangler launched the bomb from the point with a minute and 30 to go to make it 3-1. We're at the end of one, and I'll hand it back to our main man, Damian Anthony.
Thank you, Dylan. Great job on the call. Darien, at the end of one period, leads New Canaan 3-1 in this annual FCAC rivalry matchup here at the Darien Ice House. We will take a break, and we will be back with more action. But before we do, let's give a shout out to our DAF Media and NCTV production crew. Our graphics operator is Cortland Parrott. Our director is Trey Cahill. Our instant replay coordinator is Ben Wychulis. Camera 1, Connor Fagan. Camera 2 is Jack Cunningham. So, this is where we stand. 3-1 Darien after the first period. We'll take a break and be back with more action. You're watching DAF Media and NCTV.
In 2008, a group of 4 women came together to create a playground by the beach for kids to have fun.
We thought it would be great to have a playground at the beach. We live in a community that's on the water, and it would be really fun to be able to appreciate that. There was a playground here originally, but it was in the backwoods and there were mosquitoes. It was very, very unappealing and no one wanted to go there. Building and designing and fundraising the playground definitely took a good amount of time.
We had to fund it. It was $250,000. We had an estimate given to us. We had to fundraise for that amount of money, and we started out with different ways of doing that.
One of my good friends did PR, one did the graphic design. I ended up being in charge of selling all of the bricks. We had someone doing the playground design, and we were all moms who were mothers of preschoolers who had just left the workforce.
We approached a lot of different big companies, and they said they couldn't fund us. We weren't really reaching the amount that we needed to reach. We decided to go ahead and ask the Darien Foundation for a large donation to kind of kickstart the campaign.
The Darien Foundation wanted us to expand the project a little bit because they felt like the playground was really only for the 2 to 6-year-olds. Once the Darien Foundation agreed to pledge money, the town agreed that we could put swings in.
When other people heard that we had gotten money from the Darien Foundation, they were able to say, well, this is going to happen. This idea is actually going to come to fruition. So a lot of people then came on as funders. Local businesses came. More families decided to buy bricks because they knew that this playground was really going to happen. It wasn't just some pipe dream of 19 moms.
But one of the great aspects of the playground as we designed it was that we had it open to the beach because the kids love running back and forth to the water and then back to the playground. One of my favorite parts of the playground is that it's in the shape of the nautical theme with the ship and the lighthouse, given that it's on the beach.
It's because of the playground that the parents come and really take the time and enjoy, have their coffee, and watch their kids grow up and have fun.
Playground by the Sound has been an important part of the community for 10 years. During our 3rd annual Weed Beach Fest this June, we made the playground kind of a center point of the actual event. In honor of the 10th birthday of the Playground by the Sound, the Darien Foundation hosted our Kids Cove, and for the first time we were able to offer it open and free to the public for over 400 kids to enjoy, and we are so thankful for the Darien Foundation.
The Playground by the Sound grant had a big impact on the Darien Foundation in 2 ways. Number one, it was one of our first big capital grants, and we were really excited to partner with the 4 moms that brought the project to us here at Weed Beach. The second thing is it got people to feel in town that they could come to us and make presentations and bring their good ideas, and we would be receptive and open to hear those ideas. And it's created a great dialogue between the Darien community and the Darien Foundation.
People need to know that they can do something like this on their own, and with partnering with the Darien Foundation to actually do the funding made it happen.
We are back here live on the DAF Media Network and NCTV. This is a simulcast, a collaborative broadcast between DAF Media and NCTV, Channel 78. So thank you so much. I'm going to send it back over to Dylan Pescator. We're going to take a look at some of the first period highlights now.
Thank you, Damian. It was a great first period. We started off with Darien getting their first goal and a backhand from Jamison Moore. Then Darien came back with a second goal. This one was from Albert Leon from the point. It found its way past Bo Johnson and into the net. As we see here, it went around his left shoulder, but New Canaan had a response. It was Jack Johnson throwing the puck in front. Michael Raher finding it and just launching an absolute bomb past Schofield. He had no chance on that one, hitting his water bottle off the net. But Darien had a response. 1 minute, 30 seconds left in the first period. It was Ryan Spengler, my good friend, launching one from the point and in for a 3-1 lead. The second period is off and running here as New Canaan will come back toward our side, the right side, both teams switching sides, and they need the next goal. As you said, Colin, earlier, 2-goal leads. You need the next goal if you're down 2.
Yeah, I think so. And here comes Dean with a shot at it. If I'm Clark Jones between periods, I think the message is, guys, let's not kill ourselves here. But this game is far from over. Let's tighten a few things up and stay positive. There was a lot to be, happy about in that period. But 3-1 is 3-1. They need the next goal. But if they get that, they can create a momentum swing.
And Corey, what would you tell your team if you're Darien coach Mac Budd?
Coach Mac's going to keep telling them, keep pressure on, keep clogging up the center of the ice, and keep throwing some pucks on net. They're doing a pretty good job keeping pressure on from the defensemen who have 2 of the goals out of the 3 from Darien.
Dyer takes the shot, goes over the glove of Schofield, misses the net. Now back down the other side is New Canaan with Spain, but he couldn't catch up to it. Great chance from Teddy Dyer there. And now down the right side, it goes off his stick. Icing will be the call as he wasn't at the red line, and New Canaan will have an offensive zone face-off.
Corey and I were talking between periods that New Canaan's been pursuing the right strategy and trying to stretch the zone with a winger outside. The problem has been they've missed a couple of them really by a hair that have resulted in icings, and then have had a hard time controlling the resulting face-offs. But Darien, to their credit, has been clogging up the middle. But it's an interesting dynamic to keep an eye on here.
They like to stretch the ice a lot. We've seen it with Carter Ellis earlier in this game. A lot this season they like to do it with him, the speedy forward.
That was a design play, the pineapple off that face-off, where they try and push it forward.
Raher looked to make a move. Schofield with the save, and now Darien will break out, kept in by Michael Raher, the goal scorer for the Rams. Trying to get it out here is Stein. He can't. Now Spain throws it on net, deflected, comes in front. Johnson with a shot saved by Schofield. Jack Johnson on the backhand. Couldn't make a good enough move. Schofield there just in time to keep this one a 3-1 game.
Richie Spain creating some havoc there, but he's got to keep his hands down, because you get your hands up, eventually they're gonna call it on you. Got a little bit high there, but again, that energy line makes things happen.
Schofield tried to play the puck, found Metler in front. It comes in front. McDanis with a hit. Shot on net goes over the left shoulder of Schofield from Lampart. Willis takes a shot, blocked in front. Taking here is Metler, makes a move to his backhand. New Canaan looking to get some more offensive zone time. Metler throws it down below the net. Here's Sam Ives, throws it back to the point. Wills tried to take a shot, whiffed on it. And now down the left side is Darien, kept in by Wills. Metler throws it down below the net. Great shift here from the second line from New Canaan as Ives lays a hit along the boards on Lancaster. Ives
and Lancaster do not like each other.
McDanis dumps it in. Sam Ives battling along with Lancaster once again. And now Darien will break out finally to the neutral zone. That's the type of offensive pressure we're used to seeing from the Rams.
That's what they're going to need to do to try and swing the momentum their way.
Wheatfeld looked to clear it out, kept in by the Blue Wave. First line back on here for New Canaan. We see Carter Ellis on the right wing back with this first unit. Try to throw it to him. He found it on the backhand. Now looks for space, finds Sortiros. He looked to throw it back behind the net. Couldn't. Ellis looked back to the point gamble, but it went past his skate, and Wheatfeld will have to gain it back in his own zone. Justin Wheatfeld, the speedy defenseman, goes down the left side looking for space. He does gain in the offensive zone, goes around the net. Great skating skills from Justin, but loses the puck. Now he'll have to go back. We have Dean playing defense for the time. Moving on is the Blue Wave, taking a shot. Johnson with the stop. It came back into the slot where the Darien forward couldn't gain possession.
And it looks like Coach Jones has made a slight strategic adjustment here. He's got Ellis back up on the line with Griffin and Griffin Dean and Bowden Gamble, and had Mettler skating with Ives and Magdanis. So looking for potentially a little spark here, which is never a bad thing to try and do.
Wheatfeld laid a hit along the boards, and the puck then went out of play. We saw it earlier this year when Ellis was on that first line. It was dominant, and it stayed dominant even with Mettler. But now coach is looking to gain that power that they've had earlier in this season. We've seen this outbreak of offensive pressure here from New Canaan. Corey, what is Darien doing just to keep their lead and not make any bad mistakes?
Darien's going to try and keep the puck down low in the offensive zone, which they have struggled to do so far in the second period.
Schofield's been great so far for the Blue Wave, making a few big saves. The only puck that got past him was Rayer's slap shot where he had no chance on him. Here's the third line back on. Spain taking a shot over the shoulder of Schofield. Here's Erickson down the left side. Spain takes him down cleanly, of course, and now the Rams will go past the left side, kept in by the Blue Wave. Senior captain Bennett Ong throws it along the other side, finds Gavin Reed. Johnson tips it out, and here's Raher down the right side. He has no one with him, gets a big hit from McDermott. Actually, it was Spangler that is the goal scorer from Darien, the third one that is, and Ong will dump it back in. Physicality keeping a constant in this one. Now Darien will go down the left side. First line in a longer shift than they're used to, with Jamison Moore throwing it in, and now Darien will just dump and go for a change. Offside is the call from the officials. 10-10 to go in the second period, only 5 minutes into this one, but New Canaan has pushed and pushed for that second goal. They haven't found it just yet.
You know, if you keep doing things the right way, fate tends to go your way. So I think New Canaan's got to stay the course and try and get a break here. But they're certainly playing with some renewed enthusiasm here as we start the, work towards the middle of the second period. Fourth
line now on for New Canaan, Augustine, Zom, and Harrison getting some run here in the second. Battle along the boards, comes in front, shot, scores! Darien takes a 4-1 lead. Puck came out in front and just a whistler past Johnson's shoulder.
Big scrum behind the net. Darien came out with it. And, with the tape-to-tape pass and quick turnaround, buried.
Matthew Fiorita with the goal for Darien, and they have stretched their lead out to 3.
Fortunate bounce of that puck coming right out in front, and then Matthew Fiorita is just wide open in front, able to let a nice hard shot off.
Looked a lot like that Raher goal earlier from New Canaan. And now they are in need of that second goal. They're going to have to try to make this one a close game. Once again, they have time. And now McDaniels goes back down the right side, using his speed. Looks to throw it in front. Comes in on Schofield. Sortiros was driving toward the net, but Schofield makes the stop. Earlier in the week, Darien played Fairfield Prep, a powerhouse in Connecticut. And Schofield, he let up an early, easy goal from the point it was, but then he really buckled down toward the end. Corey, you want to speak on that a little bit?
Yeah, I was able to catch the first period of that game. It was a hard physical game, similar to a playoff hockey atmosphere where the entire game is a grind up and down the ice, a very physical game. And Darien did a good job giving it right back to Fairfield Prep.
Now Darien with it below the net once again, back to the point. Fake shot takes it. Johnson with the stop. It goes to the corner where Johnson will retrieve for the Rams. He can't get it. Thrown in deep. Sortiros and Wheatfeld will look to break out. Thrown in the middle of ice, trying to find Dean is Gamble. Couldn't, and now they'll have to retrieve once again. Icing is the call here as we get a stoppage.
Yeah, the Rams need to protest Schofield a little bit more in this game, I think. They're getting close, but just need some quality shots. And they're cycling well. Just need to try and find guys in the slot who can take some clear shots. There's that move forward off the faceoff again, but get some clear shots on them. And if they don't go in, at least if they're low, try and get a rebound.
That cycle's how they got their first goal, just working the puck down low and finding somebody that open in the slot.
Moore takes a shot. It goes wide, kept in here from McDermott. Ellis looks to clear it on his backhand. Bennett doing a great job of keeping in, moves to the slot, takes the shot. Johnson with a pad stop. Reed now looking to clear it out. He can't, and Darien keeps it in once again. Here's Jameson Moore, takes the shot, covered by Johnson. It's behind him and in. Oh boy. Jameson Moore makes it a 5-1 game. It got past Johnson. We're not sure if it was tipped in once again.
I believe that was tipped in right off Bennett McDermott's stick. Just happened to sneak right through the 5-hole.
A simple shot on net from Jameson Moore, tipped in from Bennett McDermott, and this is a 5-1 game. Darien really breaking this one open.
And again, similar to the first period, it's New Canaan doesn't appear. Clark Jones looks like he's going to take a timeout, which is the right move here to regroup. We're 7 minutes into this period. New Canaan has not played that poorly, but that's 2 goals, and that stings. But again, I think they got to stay the course, play for each other, play tough, and try and make some things happen.
Absolutely. New Canaan's controlled a good portion of this second period. Just the last 2 minutes there, Darien seemed to get a couple bounces going their way, and they were able to take advantage of the opportunity.
Hard work creates chances too. Let's be clear about that. And Darien is certainly buzzing, and they're in that zone. They're cycling above and below the goal line, and the cycling above the goal line is where the chances are coming from.
Bo Johnson, he's had a great season for New Canaan so far, and now on his biggest stage, he's given up 5. Some not his fault, of course. New Canaan defense hasn't been the tightest, but he goes back to his net with 5 goals allowed on his stat sheet. He's going to have to buckle down for the rest of this one.
Yeah, you can't get rattled, and it's psychologically you got to try and stay focused and maintain your concentration. When inside, you're very frustrated, and as a freshman, this environment. That's easier said than done. But he's a warrior, and I'm sure he's going to rise to the challenge. And the Rams getting a goal. Can he do
for Rayer? Johnson takes a shot and scores.
And there's the energy line again. That's Rayer to Jack Johnson.
Jack Johnson, and it's 5-2. New Canaan looking to get back in this one. They have some work to do, but that is step 1. Timeout from Clark Jones got him going.
We'll give Clark a third assist on that one, I think.
He gets the apple there, and now it's back to a 3-goal game. Lots of time left in this one. Still about 8 minutes to go in the second, and then we have a full third. That third line has done a great job. The energy line, as you called them, Colin, they've done a great job and look for more ice time in this one.
Corey, if somebody told you before the game that 7 goals would be scored halfway through the second, I don't think you probably would have been necessarily surprised. This is potential for a shootout, but
absolutely. Both teams have done great offensively this season.
McDermott moves in, can't take a shot. Now thrown in front. Medler looked to get it out, and back to the first line goes Mac Budd. Erickson with a great move, moves it back to the point. Point shot goes wide. Sortiros with the breakout.
The Rams cannot afford to give one up quickly again, if only for the reason that it kills momentum, and that's what happened last time at the end of the first period when they got it back to 2-1. And they got to be careful with this line here because they will certainly make them pay and have made them pay for any sort of turnover or sloppiness whatsoever.
Ives looks to get it out. It is the third line for New Canaan having the second line that is having a tough time breaking out of this one. McDanis looks to get it out as well, kept in by the skate of Massey, but finally cleared away from New Canaan. Out of play it goes. We've seen the third line for New Canaan doing a great job, but Colin, the first line hasn't really made their impact so far in this one. What are you looking for from these 3 forwards so far?
I think they've been there, but they've been slightly off for whatever reason, and I'm sure that's why Clark has introduced Ellie back into the equation just to see if they can get him that spark. And sometimes it's very de minimis stuff that makes the difference. But I like the move. And Ellie, they can stretch the zone with a little bit too.
A chance in front. Johnson makes the stop. It goes in the slot. Darien keeping possession. Shot by Spangler goes in front and a goal. It's Spangler again. 6-2. We have 8 goals in this game. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this is a lot of these have looked the same.
Yeah, very similar. Throwing the puck on net and then grinding down low, looking for rebounds and trying to pick up the garbage, as Coach Bombay used to say.
Yeah, and the Rams struggling to just get that out up the wall. And then the redirect tends to kill them because they're pulling all their guys on the point. It goes the other way, and it's 3-on-2 in zone. And Johnson's not having a lot of a chance on some of these shots.
Official goal announced for Mac Sharp, number 12 on Darien. Spangler picking up the assist. Back to a 4-goal lead for Darien, that is, as Rayer moves in, his shot deflected out of play.
Yeah, Clark's definitely moving some stuff around because this line here is now his 4th line with Zom and Augustine and had Aaron Gary out there. So clearly trying to move some combinations, and now he's going to come back with the Spain Rayer Johnson line. See if they can pump another one in.
Johnson takes a shot, blocked in front, now back to the left side corner. Kept in with Sortiros. Johnson fighting along, makes the move, cuts in front, but blocked away from the Darien defenseman, kept in from Sortiros. Puck bouncing on a lot of players here. Johnson throws it in front, a chance in front for Spain. Stopped by Schofield, great D there from number 6 on Darien, that's Alec Arabet. Did a great job of lifting the stick of Spain, and Johnson makes the stop on the shot there from the Blue Wave.
Problem for New Canaan here is that with a 4-goal lead, that allows Mac Budd to start to rotate his lines a little bit more and rest his top dogs.
Darien keeps it in, takes a shot. The slot has been open a lot for the Blue Wave so far. Lampard trying to get in on the offensive zone pressure. Now back to the neutral zone and into the New Canaan zone goes the Blue Wave. Taking a shot, blocked down by Lampard. Even up 4, the Blue Wave have done a great job of keeping offensive zone pressure, not giving up anything. It's very hard for these Rams forwards to find any space in their offensive zone in their pursuit of scoring goals. Now Wills has it in his own zone, finds Raher, and his deflected try goes back to the neutral zone. The Blue Wave controlling the middle of the ice. The Darien student section chanting up to 6 as they have scored 6 goals on the Rams. Carter Ellis in on the forecheck. Spangler plays it along the boards a little bit too tough, and now Ong will clear it back in for the Rams. We haven't seen a lot of these games, Colin, a lot of high-scoring games for the Rams. We haven't seen them. We've seen 2, 3 goals scored.
they've been tighter games, and we're going to need to pump a few more in, obviously, in this one if it's going to stay. Oh, boy.
Erickson moves in, and he scores.
That was a nice shot.
A great wrister there from Sam Erickson. It's 7-2.
Off the far post and in.
You see some disappointment on the bench for the Rams.
Yeah, this is frustration's starting to grow here.
Just a great shot there from Erickson, finding a hole in Johnson.
He's been a sniper, that's for sure, and I think that was off his back foot from the inside, which is not an easy shot to make.
Great shot there by the first line left winger, now kept in by Garay. Tries to go below the net, gets hit by Johnson, and now bring it out. And we have a penalty.
Yep, stick.
High stick.
High stick got up under Garai's mast, so see if New Canaan can convert here. New Canaan's just got to play this shift by shift now. Play sound hockey, hopefully try and get a few to drop and claw their way back.
This is new territory for the Blue Wave, Corey. They don't win many games as blowouts. We've seen them face a few D3 opponents, of course, they've done their job against. But a D1 opponent like the Rams, it's really unheard of that they're winning by 5 goals right now in the second.
Yeah, Darien hasn't seen a game like this since the first time they played prep this season, where they end up scoring 5 in the first period. But then even that game, prep seemed to climb their way back in. So it's good to see the Darien offense having the hot stick.
Wheatfeld looks a breakout for the Rams. Power play goes down the right side. Darien defenseman closing in on him. He takes a hit, but finds a way to keep it down below the net.
Yeah, there are more Darien guys on pucks in this power play than Rams, and the Rams have less guys. And
Johnson plays the puck. Ellis in the neutral zone loses it, and another clear down on the goaltender for New Canaan.
they got to get back and help Wheaties here, because
puck goes out of play here after a pass from the Blue Wave off the stick of the forward.
Second power play unit comes out here. They just couldn't get it set up into the zone and get control, which you need to do here. So they're going to come with a second line with Metler, and then Ong and Gavin Reed will work the blue line.
New Canaan likes to run their 2 defensemen on the power play. A lot of teams that we've seen run 4 forwards and 1 defenseman, but New Canaan decides against it. They throw it in the slot. McDanis with a shot goes off the right pad of Schofield. Great shot there from Nick, and now he tries to keep below the boards. Metler left side. The skillful forward goes back out Ong. Doesn't find a lane, goes back to Metler, finds McDanis below the net. Fighting along Metler, gains it left side goal line. Finds McDanis below the net, has Reed in front along with Ives. McDanis loses the puck to Stein, who looks to clear it out, but can't. Ong keeping it in, and now has it below the net is McDanis. This line doing a great job of keeping possession. They now look for a shot.
Nobody's back.
It goes under the stick of Bennett Ong, and New Canaan will have to chase their power play, now down only 5 seconds left. Great job by that second unit for the Rams power play, but they just couldn't find a shot. Great passing and possession. Now Darien has a chance. Moving on in, the backhand try is taken away from the defenseman. And now we'll move down the left side. Great play there from Gavin Reed. Good poke check, good stick. And now it will be Spangler breaking out for the Blue Wave.
Oh, here we go.
Chance in front. Rayer is there along with Spain.
Rayer and Spain.
Once again, physicality starting.
Frustration boiling a little bit.
Schofield came up with the stop. Spain barreling in to the goaltender.
Rayer and Spain still going hard, and almost had it there.
No calls made after that fizzled down.
And I think that was probably right, Corey.
Yeah.
It was close. Okay, good face-off there by Spain.
Win there by Spain. Now Jack Johnson has it below the net. Spain hit along the boards. Rayer can't gain it, and now it's Darien on the breakout. Kept in by Rayer, the third line doing a great job. Puck comes in on Schofield, who will cover. Spain still fighting along with Jack Massey. He might be oversized. Massey is over Spain. You might see a big height difference.
But Spain's still going to tell him what's up.
Spain's still going to tell him what's going on. Minute left to go in the second. New Canaan looking for any chance they have. Now here's a 3-on-1 for Darien. They move on in. Pass across is taken away from Pinella, but it finds its way in, and there's number 8.
You know, it's Lampert made a good play stepping up to get that puck, but tried to stick handle one too many times, and it got poked by him, and it's 3-on-1 the other way. And it's these transition redirects that are killing the Rams right now.
Yeah, that puck just seemed to kind of sneak right through him. It was a great defensive play, blocking up that middle pass coming straight through. Look as Conway was looking for a back door, and then that puck just seemed to trickle right through.
When things aren't going your way, it just seems like there's 3 guys on you at all times, and that's Darien certainly is having that effect on the Rams tonight.
Official goal there from Daniel Leon, that is. His second goal of the game after scoring the second. A shot from the point. Scramble in front. Johnson down. Darien keeps possession. .20 seconds to go here in the second. 8-2 game. And now a penalty here taken by Alex Ortiros, the freshman.
It'll be interesting to see if Clark comes back with Bo Johnson in the third period, not because these goals have been Bo's fault, but more just to rest him, help him from psychologically that he doesn't feel like he's being hung out to dry. And sometimes it's just better to make a move for all parties, but one thing to keep an eye on potentially.
We saw backup goalie James Gibb come into the game against Trinity Catholic with about 10 minutes to go. He made all the stops he needed.
Yep.
So he has some varsity playing time under his belt again. 10 seconds to go in the second. Darien looking for a last chance on their power play. They take a shot and another goal. It's number 9.
That was a great shot outside the dots. You got to, you know.
Yeah, great head-up shot from Bennett McDermott there. Darien is working that power play between hash marks in the right point, and then Bennett was able to walk the puck in and take advantage of the open space.
Number 22, a rich history in Darien, worn back in the 60s by a guy named Albert Hardigan, prominent citizen in town. But McDermott is playing an energized game, and that line, but boy, that's got to be goal number 5 out of 8?
I believe so.
Yeah.
9-2 game now, 4.9 seconds left in the second. A power play goal there for Darien from Bennett McDermott. He has 2 goals also. End of 2, 9-2 game. Yes, that is not a typo. The Blue Wave are winning by 7. And we will go into the second intermission here. Before we go into the intermission, we will update you on the FCX standings. In the West Division, it's Greenwich leading with a 7-0 perfect record, 14 points. In the East, it is New Canaan with a 6-0 record. They've been perfect against FCX opponents until tonight. Ridgefield taking the second spot in the East. Darien third with a 4-1. They'll move to 5-1 after this one. Fairfield Co-op being second in that West Division behind Greenwich. Of course, as we know, the top 4 teams go to that tournament. And now we will go into the second intermission here. At the end of 2, it's 9-2 Blue Wave.
We are back here live at the Darien Ice House. Second intermission. Darien leads New Canaan 9-2. We're about to drop the puck on the third period here of this FCAC boys hockey matchup between arch rivals Darien and New Canaan. I'll send it back over to the gentleman calling the action, Dylan Pescator, Corey Beto, and Colin Ives.
Thank you, Damien. We are back here for the third. Goalie Bo Johnson will stay in net for the Rams. We thought that backup James Gibb will come in, but his teammates give him some hugs and high fives, and he will stay in net in this 9-2 game. A blowout that we didn't see coming at all. We expected a close game. We even expected a close game as the second period started. New Canaan having a great first 5 minutes, and then the last 10, it just fell apart, Colin.
Yeah, it's been a tough one, but I'm guessing Clark went into the locker room and said, look, we can't look back. It does us no good. Let's look forward. We got 20 minutes or 15 minutes of hockey to play. Let's win this period. And sticking with Bo, I'm sure he's saying the exact same thing. Let's win this period. Let's go out of here with a better taste in our mouth than we have right now. And so it'll be interesting to see what unfolds.
Dean looks to throw it on net. It goes over the shoulder of Schofield. Wheatfeld to clear it back in the neutral zone. Pass from Ellis finds a Darien forward who moves on in. It's Dyer, throws it on net. Goes off the glass. Now Sortiros to break out. Tries a cross-ice pass to Ellis. It makes its way there after getting tipped on its way from the glove of Garabet. Kept in from Raher, and now the Blue Wave will skate it out. Here's Spangler taking a shot. It goes off the shin pad of Reed. Spain to gain it below his own net and looks to break out. Johnson to his left, but skates it himself. Takes a huge hit along the boards, loses his stick, but does get the puck out. Taking a hit to make the play is Carter Spain.
Yep, Spainer felt that one, but he's been working hard. That line has certainly created a lot of chances for the Rams.
Spain and Ray are the two guys that stand out if you want to talk about New Canaan's success. Now here's Erickson in the slot taking a shot.
All right,
blocked
good block.
away from Zom. Back of the point, it finds Massey. Sick taken away from Erickson. Now he finds it and thrown back in deep where Ong will battle along with Moore. Rayer below his own net. He has Zom left side, loses the puck from McDermott. Bennett McDermott goes down the left side on his backhand. Tried to go back to the point. Bad communication there with Matt Stein. And now it's battle for in the neutral zone. A lot of physicality with Raher along with McDermott. We're going to have a stoppage in play here. We'll see if there's any penalties.
It looks like he's calling both.
Seemed like the right call there. In a blowout type game, we're going to get some frustrations. Michael Rayer has shown his, along with some other New Canaan players. I saw Bennett Ong break his stick on purpose this time. It wasn't one of those Carter Spain ones earlier in this game. Over his knee, and just anger boiling over here for the Rams.
Yeah, it's like breaking a $250 bill over your knee, which isn't easy. But yeah, the frustration is definitely going to be not far from the surface for the Rams. And I doubt these referees are going to let anything bubble over. But that was, McDermott and Ray are two emotional players and very good players just going at it. That's healthy.
Feifel looking to battle below the net has Thurlow. Zom down the left side, looks to break out. Fought for in the neutral zone, cleared down by Patrick Thurlow, and Reed will take it for the Rams' right side. Aaron Gry looked to lay a hit. Now Bennett Ong will look to break out for New Canaan. Conway keeping in for the Blue Wave. Throws it back to the point. Shot on net, stopped by
Saved
Johnson
by
with the blocker. Goes back to the point once again. Darien has a great opportunity. Bo Johnson keeping his position along the post. The slot being something that's been open for the Blue Wave all night. The Rams offenders going to need to work on that as they go into their next games. And as you said, Colin, earlier we talked, they have a very tough schedule coming up.
Yeah, the Rams are going to have to put this one, assuming there's not a miraculous comeback that happens in the last 12 minutes, they're going to have to put this one behind them pretty quickly because they've got 4 games in a week that are going to be very difficult. They go to West Hill Stanford here on Monday, Greenwich Thursday, Simsbury Saturday, and Xavier on a week from Monday. The back 3 games all on the road.
Greenwich is a top team in the FCAC, going 6-0 in that West Division. New Canaan, Darien being in the East. New Canaan did beat Darien earlier in the season. The first game of the season, it was a 3-2 overtime
Greenwich beat
win.
Greenwich earlier.
Beat Greenwich, that
Yeah.
is. Earlier in the season, Bowdoin Gamble getting that OT winner. And now here's Sam Ives along the right side, clearing it in, fighting along with Ryan Spangler. Spangler uses his speed, lays a hit on Metler, and gets the puck out as well. Dyer fighting along with Wills below the net. Ives clears it down to McDanis, but he can't get it all the way out. Wills tries once again, still can't.
This is what they're struggling with. They're getting it almost out, but almost doesn't do it.
We now see number 12, Matty Pinella, playing a little bit more for this team, getting some ice time in the third. He's played a little bit of defense this year, pairing along with Bennett Ong a lot.
He's been very effective when he's had his chances, that's for sure.
Here's Dean taking advantage of a turnover, takes a shot, goes wide on Schofield. Ellis tries to keep it in, it finds Sortiro's stick, moves it down to Dean. Dean throws it in front, had Gamble, but his stick was tied up. Ellis goes back out, Wheatfeld. New Canaan playing with some pace now as Wheatfeld's shot deflected into the path of Schofield.
In the offensive zone, the Rams almost need to take a split second more with the puck. I think when you get frustrated at this point, you feel like everything is going to go the wrong way, but with a little bit more patience, I think they can connect the dots a bit. But so far, this period, it's not been a terrible start for them.
And it's so tough to make those, that have that patience when it feels like 3-4 guys are on them with that great Darien defense, Corey.
Yeah, at this point, trying to climb back in, it's tough because Darien's doing a good job. It almost seems like they're running a trap now.
It does feel that way, yeah.
Where they have one player forechecking hard and then 4 back, trying to clog up the lines in the neutral zone so they're not able to break the puck out.
Gamble goes to the slot, his shot deflected to the corner, gets his own rebound and dumps it on in where Ellis will chase. Callery fighting along there, goes on his backhand is Ellis, his shot deflected up and to the corner, kept in by Wheatville on his backhand.
Hand pass there, yeah.
Stops the play on the hand pass. 10:02 left in this third period, 9-2 game. Some chirping still going on between these two rivals. Since New Canaan committed the hand pass,
It'll come all the way back
into the
I think it was
Darien
still the
offensive
right
zone.
play by Wheatfeld, because if he didn't keep that thing in, he was going to have somebody going by him the other way. And sometimes you got to take a little sacrifice to, avoid a goal situation going against you.
And Wheatfeld's been very smart. He's, as you said, he's the heart of this team.
Yeah,
senior defenseman.
He makes one bad decision in about every 50, and the one he made there was a good decision.
And the funny part is he's actually committed to college for lacrosse at Michigan.
Yes.
So he's a great two-sport athlete, hockey not being his best, even though he's been a really, really good defender for this Rams team.
Yeah, and I think he chose lacrosse as his major, but had he decided to choose, here we go.
And here's a pass up, Rayer on the breakaway, shoots, and it went off the post, I'm pretty sure. It went past Schofield. He didn't know where it was. Michael Rayer.
That was a great stretch pass. Send Rayer in alone.
He slapped his stick on the ice in frustration. A great A chance for New Canaan, finding a hole in this very tight Darien D. And it seemed like iron kept him from scoring a third goal for New Canaan. And his second goal of the night, it would have been. Spain looks to get it out on his backhand, hit along the boards.
New Canaan crowd thinned out a little bit, unfortunately, for the Rams. Building a little quieter.
Reed passed along to Wills, looking to get out his Garai, but they can't. The Darien D-men have done a great job of keeping the puck in. I'm pretty sure there's a penalty here.
They're going to call a penalty on.
Pretty sure it was Massey.
They're calling a penalty on Massey, but that's an interesting call, because Massey Garay came into him, and Massey, it looked like he was defending himself, but again, the stick was high, and that's what they're going to call. So
anytime you come up high with the stick with 2 hands on it, they're going to look to call that cross check.
The Rams will take it.
And now our power play back to New Canaan. In their last 5-on-4 advantage, we saw them get a lot of passes, but they just couldn't find the shot. Something that they've been working on all season, that just throwing the puck on net, getting more chances in the slot. We'll see if they'll work on that here. Now Wheatfield has it at the point. Looks for a lane, can't find one, goes to Sortiros. Wheatfield looks for a lane, shoots over the head of Schofield, finds Gamble on the rebound off the glass. Goes back out to the senior defenseman, back out first line center. His pass is cleared down by the Blue Wave. Justin Wheatfield takes down the right side, using his speed, has Ellis to his left. Looks for some room and dumps it in. It will go back other side, Bowden Gamble. Has Sortiros at the point, finds his D partner Wheatfield, and he'll just clear it back down.
Darien's not giving the Rams a lot of room to set up here. They've done a really effective job on this, so New Canaan's got to move the puck quickly, which they're doing. Gamble almost stuck one in their back door, I think, right, Dylan?
Yeah, Bowden Gamble, he had a chance below the net. Schofield making sure he was attentive, making the stop, and here is the second unit for New Canaan. They did a great job in their last power play.
You know what? I think he's coming out with the energy line here.
Changing it up a little bit.
Changing it up a little bit. That's not a bad move because these guys have clearly been creating some havoc, and this line will put 2 people on the puck, that's for sure.
Spain on the face-off. He loses it, but it goes right back to Schofield. We have another stoppage. Face-off winning from Darien, but Spain has its side of the net. Looked to jam it in, couldn't find a lane. It goes off Johnson, right to a Darien forward and cleared back down where Johnson will have to play the puck. Little bit of jeers there from the fans, and now New Canaan will go back down right side, Carter Spain. Finds Johnson, middle of the ice, now has some room. Goes back to Spain, Rayer chance in front. Reed will have to regain for New Canaan. Makes a great move to his backhand, Gavin Reed does. Now throws it down below the net with Rayer. Goal scorer already tonight. Has Ong at the point, but takes it himself. Goes back out Johnson. Finds Ong right side point, just dumps it in. Lanes being very clogged up here from the Darien PK unit. No shots at the point, which New Canaan likes to do a lot. They like to shoot the puck from the point, get rebounds, get chance in front. But Darien's done a great job of clogging the lanes.
Yeah, Darien's doing a great job right now, running a pretty aggressive box, keeping that puck in the corners and not really giving them too many options to move the puck to the slot.
Carter Spain took another big lick there. He's been getting banged around, but he's not afraid to go to the tough areas of the ice, and every time he does it, he's taken one to the team.
The power play is over for New Canaan. We're back to 5-on-5 play here as the fourth line comes on here for the Rams. Zom takes it along the left side, has Garay to his right, takes it himself on his backhand. Owen Zom looking for the power move, goes around the net, has Wills at the point, finds him. Eric Wills' shot is stuffed by his own stick, just couldn't get everything on it. That's the way luck has gone for the Rams today. Zom looking for a breakout with Garay, has Augustine dumping it in. He'll go on the forecheck.
Mac Budd is definitely playing a trap here, which I think is probably showing the sportsmanship he has and the class act that he is. Not that the Rams need it, but it certainly feels like Darien is not forechecking them as hard as they once were.
No, it seems like they're just trying to clog up that blue line, keep the puck down low in the...
Ives looking for a shot. Schofield reaching behind him. He did save it before it went over the line. We'll have another offensive zone faceoff.
Yeah, so it seems like they're trying to clog up that neutral zone. Just keep the puck down low in the offensive zone.
And I guess from Mac's perspective, too, in a game like this, if you got a 7-goal lead with 5 minutes left, you don't need to risk hurting anybody either by playing too aggressive a game, I'm guessing.
Off the faceoff, Darien has it down the left side. It's Dyer, he drives it on in. Wheatfield looking to break out. Right side, he has Ives. It goes off his stick, kept in from the Blue Wave. Forecheck for Darien not being as tough as it was, but still giving the Rams some troubles. Ives got a stick on the Sortiros breakout, so icing is waved off. Colin, the player that we haven't seen much of today, as much as we're used to, is Shane Metler. He was moved off the first line. But Shane's been in a little bit of a rut these past few games. What do you look for as he moves into that tough schedule you've been talking about?
I think Shane is a whale of a player and very deceptive, and he might not have had a great night tonight, but I certainly don't think he had any less of a night than most. But Clark needed to find a spark, and so he moved stuff around. But Shane Metler is going to be a big part of this team and is a big part of this team. And I think it's just a matter of getting the right combos. What's going to be frustrating for the Rams is they felt they had it going in. In recent games, 3 really good lines and a fourth that was very effective too. But give Darien credit. They turned things, upside down for the Rams. And but for the Rams to be as effective as they have been, they're going to need Shane Metler, and I think he's got the game to do it, and he's a presence.
And keep in mind, he is also only a freshman. This
only
young
a freshman.
Rams team.
Yeah.
He still has 3 years after this one for this Rams hockey club.
Make no doubt about it. This is going to be a tough game for the Rams to stomach. It hurts. It hurts against Darien and something so visible. But at the end of the day, they're 10-2-1, and they're in a great position. And life's about responding to a butt kicking, which is probably the only way to put this. Is having that happen is not the end of the world. So they'll rally back, and if they want to get where they want to go, they're going to see Darien again, and I'm sure they're going to be up for the challenge and look forward to it.
Puck comes in front, and there is number 10. Rex Elwell, the senior, scores 10-2. It came in front, and Elwell just put it over the shoulder of Johnson. 2:30 to go here.
The upcoming schedule we talked about, Dylan, too, is actually, while a little bit daunting, it's not a bad thing, because after a loss like this, you want to just get right back into it and rally together and stomach some of the aggravation and channel it.
Lucky for them, they do have a D2 opponent in West Hill Stanford, which I'm not saying is an easy opponent, but not at the caliber of a Darien again. So they get maybe a game that could give them some momentum, an easier win than others have been, and then they can move into those Greenwiches, those Xaviers, and Simsbury.
I think that's accurate, but do keep in mind, Darien had to come back, if I'm not mistaken, right, Corey?
Yeah.
To eke out an overtime win over West Hill Stanford. I think that's a pretty they're a sneaky team that you certainly can't overlook.
Yes, they're a hardworking team that.
And they were 3-1 with Greenwich the other night too. I think.
Yes, yeah, that's where they're a hardworking team, and they don't give up. Where it's good to see. They took a 3-0 lead against Darien. That Darien had to climb back into overtime to sneak out a W.
We've seen a lot of D2 teams beating D1 teams this season. Divisions not being the key part when you're looking at a team. Team that stands out to me is really a Trumbull team that gave New Canaan fits last weekend. They went down 3-0, but then fought back 3-2 as Dean lays a hard hit along the board. Trumbull, they played a good game past the first period. They had a tough first, but then they came back and almost tied the game against the Rams.
Fairfield Ward, another good team. Brian McMahon, Norwalk this year. I think those guys are 8-2-2 and having a banner year. So I think there's a lot of good in FCAC depth that's coming to the surface.
The FCAC is wide open. We'll get into tournament play around the 26th. I'm pretty sure the FCAC start. We showed you the standings earlier in this one, but it's really a wide open field. We have teams like Greenwich, Fairfield, as you said, Darien, who's third in the East Division, but as you see here, are beating the #1 team in the East Division 10-2. You really can't mark out a favorite.
No, it's been incredibly circular. And if you look in the top 10 of who's beaten who, it's very, very interesting. And on any given night, anything can happen. And boy, I didn't see this coming on this particular night, but such is life.
Yeah, it's been a really big mix-up this year. pretty much any game, any team, it's hard to predict what the outcome's going to look like.
We saw earlier this week Notre Dame West Haven, the top team in Division One, lost to Xavier, which was a big game. New Canaan taking a tie against Xavier, which broke their 8-game win streak. And now here's their first loss since their second game of the season against Hamden.
Bo Johnson throwing a little forearm shiver at one of the Darien guys who came through his crease. A little bit of fire. Like to see that. He'll bounce back. And the New Canaan guys clearly giving him a brace. They know this has been a hard one for him. So
10-2 the final score in this one. It's been a great time here. NCTV and DAF doing a collaborative stream. Colin and Corey, thank you so much for being my color guys tonight.
Thank you.
10-2 the final score. As I said, I've been Dylan Pescator, and now I will hand it off to the DAF director, Damian Andrew.
Dylan, Colin, Corey, great job. Darien, impressive win today over New Canaan, 10-2. I want to give a shout out to our DAF Media and NCTV production crew. Our director was Trey Cahill. Our instant replay operator was Ben Wychulis. Our graphics operator was Cortland Parrott. Our camera one operator was Connor Fagan, and our ISO cam was Jack Cunningham. So, for Dylan Pescator, Colin Ives, Corey Beto, I am Damian Andrew. This has been a presentation of DAF Media and NCTV. Once again, the Darien Blue Wave beat New Canaan 10-2 here at the Darien Ice House. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. Take care.